That hurt. More verticality. Recording in progress. All right. Welcome to the Straight Red Card. So, yeah, we're having some YouTube disputes here. Apparently they don't like our show. Okay. We're working them out. We'll see what happens. But yeah, had a couple messages from members who were like, yeah, your shit's not coming up on my page anymore. I'm like, well, I don't know what to do.
Apparently we're not ad suitable.
Yeah. For what? We've always been truthful in our ad suitability.
You make a couple of dick and leaky snatch jokes. Bam.
Limited
ads.
Limited. And it wasn't even us. We were just reading somebody else. That's like punishing Pete for saying, I swallow cum. It's like, how is that fair to Pete? He just read the name of the dude.
Speaking of Pete, man, Pete just blew out his knee.
Yeah, I know.
Blew out his ACL. Okay. You're on Twitter, so I just figured I'd bring it up.
Yep. He's had that issue, not real recent. He blew it out a while back. It was a couple weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, he sets some surgery up for it. So it's not ideal, but it is what it is type of thing.
Yeah. It was a couple weeks ago. We were talking. I don't. Buddy told me about it. So
yeah, my response to him was like, dude, when I blew up my knee, I didn't even realize it. My knee popped and I walked off the pitch. Didn't swell at all. I'm like, I'll just stay off for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Pop it again.
I didn't know either.
Okay, yeah, something's messed up. And then I wait 6 months, go back out, pop it again. I'm like, all right, I get this shit. And I go in. Not only is my ACL fucked, but some of my ligaments in my knee are also fucked. I feel like maybe if I would have gone and got my knee checked out on the first pop, wouldn't have happened.
I know.
The ligament aspect. The ACL is still fucked.
But back then, there was just no attention to that shit. Oh, his knee hurts. What a wuss.
Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah. So it was a totally different thing when I played and you played. I mean, I remember popping mine.
In fairness, my knee popped 2012, give or take. Yeah, I fucking rolled that shit for a while before I got my surgery done like a few months before my son was born. My wife was like, "Really? You had to wait until now to do that shit?"
But you just never knew back then.
Yeah.
Like if your knee hurt, they're just like, his knee hurts. You can't play. Okay, not going to play. Like they would.
Well, I never had an injury throughout playing. I mean, twisted ankle, whatever. You rolled the ankle.
All that shit.
You're over in like a day and a half.
Yeah, not a big deal.
I've never actually had a serious injury, and then I never thought about it after that. Like I popped my knee, I'm like, oh, that hurt. What the fuck? And then I went back up, popped it again, like, okay.
I played on those broken knees because there was no like, oh, this is bad. This could be serious. It was just like,
Like, Taylor, you're in. Derek's faking it again with his knees.
Yeah, exactly. Like
doesn't want to put in the effort.
Trying to get attention or something. But when I was at Carlisle High School in Pennsylvania, I mean, yeah, the coach was a fucking cocksucker. I'm like, yeah, I cannot play on this. This shit's broken. It's not, I can't run. It hurts every time I run. And he just thought I was a pussy, dude. What a dick. People, we were so ignorant back then. So stupid. No, like that was a serious fucking injury. You dumb fuck.
Now he's got to walk with a cane.
No, I don't walk with a cane. But for a while, I did walk with a cane. Especially when I had bursitis really bad. Oh, fuck. That's bad shit. All right. So
it's gone from a soccer podcast to an old person podcast.
A bunch of old
Back
dudes.
in my day.
Back in my day. Yeah, I mean, seriously though, we got treated like crap back in the day when you had an injury that was actual real injury. And they're like, yeah, just get up and keep running on it. Like, no, it's not working. The knee does not work. Do you not understand what I'm saying? I can't run on this. Anyhow, we've come a long ways, and maybe we've come so far that it's like the extreme of the opposite.
There are always guinea pigs out there that have to go through the torture of being hurt first before they realize what the cause of it is.
That's very deep.
So you're a guinea pig. I'm a guinea pig.
We were guinea pigs for sure.
And now people like I was gonna bring up Gooch and his ACL injury, but he's pretty much my age anyway. So
yep, I'm more of a around the Winalda age, McBride age, more McBride. We're about the same age. All right. So the question of this show is, who's definitely, if healthy, making this World Cup? Definitely. No questions asked. They're making this team. Start a goalkeeper? I think the two obvious ones are Stefan and Turner.
Yeah.
Everything else, out the window. We don't know.
Yeah. I mean, one would think if Horvath is healthy and playing periodically at least, who knows? Maybe someone can slap another guy. Fingers crossed. But I mean,
card.
One would hope. One would hope that Horvath's in the conversation. Now, do you think Berhalter would bring in Johnson over Horvath?
He could if Johnson just rides some pine for the rest of the 8 months before the World Cup, or Horvath does, yeah.
In fairness, so we may be in a predicament where our only goalkeeper that's actually playing consistently happens to be Johnson.
Could be, yeah. Stefan, if he doesn't get a loan, Turner, he stays at Arsenal, and Leno doesn't leave. He's behind Ramsdale and Leno. He needs a loan then. Horvath, he needs a loan. They all need loans. So the only reason I say Stefan and Turner are locks because Greg loves those guys. So I think they're probably in unless something horrific happens.
Do you think with Turner's black toes and foot that he can kick the ball further?
I mean, if they were still really rock solid gold, sure, he could kick it further. Be like a rock hitting instead of a soft foot hitting a ball, it'd be like a rock hitting a ball.
Speaking of which, I watched Mr. Deeds this weekend. Have you ever seen Mr. Deeds?
I think so.
An Adam Sandler movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't remember much of it.
He's got a black foot. I'm pretty positive from frostbite. And he uses it to save the main chick and everything like that from a frozen lake and everything like that. But regardless, that's what I'm picturing it as. His right foot's fine, but his left foot is just this black rotten foot from frostbite.
Listen,
trust me, that's just a sock. He didn't have frostbite. Don't worry about that.
Playing for the United States men's national team should not be akin to trying to get to the top of the Himalayas. Shouldn't be that kind of challenge. So let's hope those kind of games don't happen anymore because they weren't necessary. We would have beat them in Orlando as well. All right, left back. The only guy that's like 100% in at left back is Anthony Robinson. Jedi. That's it.
The guarantee, yes.
The only guarantee. And again, this is everyone is healthy. The center backs, the only center backs I think are locked in are Zimmerman and Miles Robinson. I think maybe Richards.
I would say maybe Richards. Because he was a lock regardless until he got injured.
So maybe
every camp he was always included.
Had a rough weekend though for Hoffenheim this weekend.
I didn't get to watch the game. Is he back?
Yep, he's back. Started. Chase still sitting riding pine for 90 minutes, but yeah. So, but I think really the only two solid locks, or maybe three. We'll say three.
I'm going to say I'm going to go with three. You want to flip a coin?
No. Zimmerman, Miles, and Richards.
Yeah.
And if you're wondering about Brooks, that ship has sailed. I think it has.
I would be shocked if he gets called back in.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I feel like that'd be like Berhalter having to go back on shit. I don't see him going back on shit.
I don't know what all these tiddlywink things that he's got to fix that Berhalter said he's got to fix. So if there's like
you
8 of them,
you got to be over what, a 40 and a 4.2.
Exactly.
Do it.
If you can't run a 40 and a 4.4, you're off the team.
Do it.
I mean, you're not going to
12-minute 2 mile. You know?
I mean,
what a dumb narrative. Because back in high school, that was one of the narratives that the varsity played. It's like, oh, you have to run a 2 mile in under 14 minutes, which shouldn't be that difficult. But I mean, when I first got into high school, I was never that fast. I mean, I was a very good player. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't fast at the time.
I think we've had the discussion before.
Yeah, probably have.
Because
we're always going to circle back to it.
I was always in first on those two.
No, we talked about one point. Would you prefer to do sprints or on 2-a-days, sprints or distance? You said distance. I always said sprints.
I hated sprints.
Get that shit over with quick.
Because I could outlast any motherfucker in a 2K on the team. Always first. But the sprints, shit, man, I did not like those after a while. And because I wasn't the fastest guy on the team, number one, in a sprint. And number two, that shit wore you out fast.
So we had a kid on our team that could run 0 to 6. He had no 0. It was always 60 to 60. But the problem is that everybody always caught up and outpaced him in the end because, even though he started off incredibly fast and he'd run that pace the entire time, everybody would catch up. It'd be like 0 to 70 or whatever, it's slightly faster at some point. I always outrun you.
Really depends on how your team plays, right? So, but in my position as a midfielder, my position as a right midfielder wasn't sprinting. I was receiving the ball. I was moving up the field and passing it out to the winger. He's the sprinter, not me. I was following behind him, but I didn't have to do sprint shit constantly during the game. I was the connection between the back four, or the back three in that case, and the forwards. So never really had to sprint that much.
Really. Yeah, I was going to say, my high school career is so versatile, I guess you could say.
Well,
freshman year,
all the positions.
I played everywhere, and then sophomore midfield, and then striker.
Mm-hmm.
God, I hated playing out wide. Wide sucked.
I never had to do it, so glad I didn't. But those guys that were out wide, Mark Dick and Sam Smart, those don't even sound like real.
Sound like fake names. You just
but those are real people. Sam
just made them up.
Sam Smart's a real person. So is Mark.
Any relation to Don Smart?
I don't know. No, I doubt it. I seriously doubt that. Maybe
I feel like there's an easy way to figure out if there's at least a direct correlation there.
Brothers from different mothers, maybe. But other than that, no. But Sam Smart was 6'3", but fast as a fucking cheetah. So was Mark Dick. And then Chad McGowan was sort of this lazy center forward who was just super skilled. Super skilled. He wasn't lazy in the sense that in the game he was lazy, but practice. We talking about practice? That would have been Chad McGowan. We talking about practice?
You're saying he's Allen Iverson, huh?
You want me to run a 2K? 2K? I'm gonna stop and have a smoke.
I don't know why we keep making Allen Iverson sound like the Colts coach. Playoffs.
We're talking about playoffs. All right.
Right back then. Right back. We're 13 minutes in.
The only two locks for me at right back are Dest and Yedlin.
With Berhalter, yes. I would say those are the two. Probably going to be the two guarantees if healthy.
And the rest are up for a battle between Cannon and Moore and all the rest of the right backs. They're just battling for that spot. I'd like to be able to say Scally, but I can't say Scally is a lock because Greg thinks he's insufficient.
He's got some things he needs to work on.
Yep. Holding midfield. Acosta.
Sure.
Adams. That's it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
End of story. There's nobody else.
In fairness, there's no need to call anybody else in there. There's two, and that's enough.
Yep. But those are locks. And then we get to center midfield, the eights, and we got McKennie, Musa.
Sure. Yep.
McKennie, Musa. De La Torre.
I feel like he's made himself a lock. These last two windows. Yep. Despite the fact that we've been calling it from the beginning.
Months.
No, we literally were calling it before Nations League. He didn't get called in for Nations League with what the fuck?
Yeah.
But regardless, yeah, I think after these last two windows, I think he's pretty much locked himself in.
Yep. So that's pretty easy.
Well, no, I'm going to flat out state that Berhalter, in one of his recent interviews, said that I forget who else. I forgot the other player, but they said this player and Roldan are key for team chemistry. I think it's team chemistry.
I don't think that means they're locks, though. They might be good right now. Maybe it's Roldan's a lock. I don't know.
I don't want to make the argument that
he won't play much if he's on the team. He's not going to play
at all.
Yeah. If he's there, he's there.
Barely saw it in these past two windows. Did he get on any of the game? I can't think of it. Did he get on any of the game?
I don't think so. Not that I can remember. No.
Is he on the way out like Leggett was?
Leggett's out. He's gone.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, is he on the way out like that? Is Berhalter working his way through his favorites?
I still think
bringing the players that people have been calling him for like 2 years.
I still think Roldan's fourth, and the only reason Roldan's fourth in that 8 is because guys like Busio are just not
there. 100%. Yeah,
they're just not there yet. Testament not there yet.
One could
Cardosa,
one could make the argument that's a lack of call ups, but
you could
regardless for this exercise, those 3 that we mentioned are the only locks.
They're the guarantees. Winger. This is where it gets really interesting. Pulisic.
Yes.
Reina.
Yes.
Unless you want to play Reina at midfield, which I see no evidence of yet.
Let's not get into that argument here.
Yep.
We're sticking with what Berhalter's doing.
Weah.
Yes. Aronson.
Yes. Those are 4. Those are your 4 locks. I think Morris and Areola are in a battle right now for that last.
I'm not even 100% positive you really need a 5th winger. If everybody's healthy,
4 should be enough. Yeah.
That's literally alternating every game.
Yep.
Being perfectly fine, because I'd be perfectly fine with any of those 4 playing.
Yep. Those are the only 4 locks.
So I don't think a 5th is necessary if we're talking about. But then again, we're not talking about a limited roster. We're talking about a potential 26-man roster.
We are, but I'm just talking about guys that are locked in.
Sure. I'm just saying, my argument was you don't even need to talk about a 5th player right now on the wing. But
not really.
With 26 players, he's going to bring a fifth winger.
And then, of course, Morris plays this great game. He's been playing great lately. So
not for the United States national team, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't. But for his club, he is. So,
but I mean, how I guess I don't want to make this argument for Berhalter, but I mean, he's if you're looking at Morris and you're looking at Areola for the national team, if those are your number 5s options, or your 5th option at winger. I mean, you almost have to go with Areola simply because of how he's been playing for us. But not a lock by any means. We're not a lock.
No lock. So Morris, Areola, not locks. One of those 2 is going to be on the team, probably. But not locks. Center forward. Pepe. That's about it. Maybe Ferreira. I don't know. I feel like when it comes to Berhalter, I think Pepe's going to be a lock, and quite frankly, I'm fine with that. I think Ferreira should be the lock right now. If I have to pick one lock, yeah. Yes.
He's the one that's performing.
He's scoring goals.
Yeah. So, I mean, those would be my 2 locks, I guess.
Yep.
For the Nines.
So there it is. That's it. Nobody else is a lock. I don't think Sargent's a lock.
Well, we haven't covered manager yet. Are we sure Berhalter's going to be a lock?
Yes. He's a lock, folks,
for
the World Cup. I know people are like, is there still a chance?
We're qualified. Let's bring somebody else in.
No. There's not a chance. He got us through qualifying. He's going to be there.
Hashtag Berhalter, fire Berhalter will occur after the World Cup when he's not re-signed.
If he fails miserably. Yes.
Here's the scary thing: if he does well, let's just say he gets to the quarters. Is he
He's
re-signed?
staying.
You think he's signed again?
Oh yeah. We have learned nothing.
And we're talking about going into the 2026 World Cup, though. I mean, at that point, you imagine that USSF will have to break the bank to bring in somebody they think is going to do it. You don't think so? Oh,
no. It's because look at the guys who are above Berhalter. Ernie Stewart is like one of his best friends. They hung out when
Stewart was still with him. I thought he ended up bouncing and going back to Holland, or he's about to go back to Holland.
He may be. I'm just saying, if Stewart stays, Greg stays. They're good friends from when they both played in Holland together and played on the U.S. men's national team.
Sure.
McBride, he's got no real pull in this. He's an in-between. He's mostly about working with the players. So it's really Ernie Stewart and Greg's relationship are quite strong. So unless you can provide me some new evidence that Ernie Stewart's leaving.
I thought I've read some of it. It's not on the wiki, and I know wiki's not even 20% accurate.
You might want to just Google Ernie Stewart news. You might get a better response because I've not heard this. I don't know why he would leave.
I'm on Ernie Stewart, and I went to news, and it's how Tiger Woods, Ernie Ellis, and et cetera, et cetera. Like, how's that the top one? Is Ernie Stewart just that irrelevant when it comes to the actual news? Not saying that his job's irrelevant or what he does is irrelevant. I'm not 100% not 100% positive what he does as a whole. But yeah, as far as news is concerned, yeah, it's all golf, which is ironic.
That's very odd. Ernie Stewart doesn't play golf, but
the name
other
Ernie
Stewarts do.
does.
Yes, there's a guy named Ernie, and there's a guy named Stewart. Yes, so that's the problem. No, I don't think. I don't know if he's going or not, but as long as the relationships are the way they are now, Berhalter is. If he does well, he's staying. If he's got a flop, it's got to be a flop.
Telling you, I mean, I know we've mentioned this a number of times, but I hate the fact when we call back the coach.
I know, but
shit is already fucking still now.
We did it with Bruce. We did it with Bradley.
We did it with everybody. We did it with Klinsmann. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yes. And I guess
Klinsmann didn't get. Yeah, we brought him back, but yeah, we kicked him out during qualifying because he was failing
early in qualifying, like literally after the Mexico fail.
Yeah, and that was about a lot of other things as well. It was the players complaining.
I don't care why he got canceled, why he got kicked out. That's not the point here. The fact that to your point, we've had for like the last 3 coaches, we've had like they're called back for the next cycle, then they're released or they're fired. Then new coach comes in, they play through the cycle, they get called back in for the next cycle, then they get fired real quick. And so it is a common pattern. I'm hoping we've learned something, and I'm hoping that
I doubt it.
Given that we're going into a World Cup that's hosted here, and we want the best possible option, that the heads all come together and they realize, maybe we can get something better. I don't know.
I doubt it.
I don't know.
I mean, have you seen any evidence of that prior to this?
That's why I said I'm hoping. Well,
you can hope all you want.
I know.
You'd be better off just jerking it, because at least you know what the end result of that's going to be. Hope gets you nowhere. You got to have a plan, and you got to have evidence.
Hope can get you hard.
People. Hope better be pretty hot. All right, I think that's going to do it.
Solo's going to coach us next. Ooh.
Not going there. Not touching that.
Do it.
Booty. All right.
Do it.
Don't really want to get into that.
All right.
Until the next time of the Straight Red Card, we appreciate you being here. We got one more segment to do, and hopefully it's even shorter than this one, which was supposed to be
short.
10 minutes. It's like 23 minutes or whatever.
24 minutes. Yeah.
Stick with us, guys, and help us with the algorithm. Apparently, YouTube are now fucking us again in the butthole. So,
in the butt.
So help us so we don't have to keep grabbing our ankles. All right. Until the next time on the Straight Red Card.
That hurt. More verticality. Recording in progress. All right.